Hello, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, and members of the public. This is Eric Hummel, Grants Coordinator with the Public Works Department. I'm here to present the staff report of the ratification of the grant application to the Outdoor Recreation Legacy Partnership Grant Program for the Campus Park project. The recommendation is that the City Council approve the ratification of the submission of the grant application to the Outdoor Recreation Legacy Partnership Grant Program for the Campus Park Activation Support Project in an amount not to exceed $7 million, with a one-to-one match required coming from state grant funds in the Campus Park Activation Project, which is Phase 1 or Project C2104. 2, the City Manager or designee to execute grant agreements. 3, the Finance Director or designee to submit financial reports and grant claims and approve budget appropriations for the use of grant funds. And 4, Public Works Director or designee to submit non-financial reports. The ORLP grant is a competitive grant program of the National Park Service, or the NPS. The purpose of the ORLP program is to provide new or significantly improved recreation opportunities in urban disadvantaged communities. The program currently prioritizes the selection of projects that integrate nature-based projects where nature is a major element of or strongly supports the proposed recreational activity. And the ORLP program requires a one-to-one match. The project selected to be applied for is to supplement funding available for Campus Parks Phase 1. The design of the Campus Park project has been delineated into 3 phases to include Phase 1, which is the activation part of the project. The park improvements and design includes 2 additional phases, which add certain community-requested elements, including public restrooms, a new dog park, a community orchard, a cultural garden, community garden amenities, additional multi-use field and meadow space, and additional landscaping and other amenities and support items related to these elements. Phase 1 is currently finishing up design at 90% design. As the Phase 1 grant was submitted in 2019, the project has had delays due to staffing challenges and costs that have escalated due to these delays. These cost increases required additional design iterations that were necessary in order to reduce construction costs, but which also further lengthened the design timeline. The current cost for Phase 1 construction is $11.2 million, with only $6.7 million remaining for construction. Staff is currently looking at all opportunities to fund this gap. And note that the city has received additional grant awards for Phase 2 and Phase 3 elements, which cannot be used for Phase 1 elements. Several project applications were initially considered to be applied for under this grant program. Key considerations include that projects proposed to the grant program require a one-to-one non-federal match and that projects must be in disadvantaged communities. Due to consideration of project's timing, the Campus Park project was selected as the site that meets the grant criteria and is relatively competitive. The timeline of the Campus Park project can be adjusted to fit within the timeline of the ORLP grant program. Staff recommends that the ORLP funding be sought to supplement the budget available for Phase 1 of Campus Park's development. While the program will announce awards in November of 2024, the grant agreement won't be executed until spring or summer of 2025. Phase 1 elements, currently in design and funded by a state grant, will be used as the one-to-one match. Construction for previously funded Phase 1 funding is currently estimated to begin in late 2024. If the ORLP grant is awarded, then Phase 1 construction may be delayed by 6 months and will require NEPA and Section 106 compliance, which is estimated to cost $50,000. If the ORLP grant is not awarded, then the city will know by November of 2024, and the Phase 1 construction could begin shortly thereafter on schedule. The grant opportunity was released November 29, 2023, and the initial grant application was due January 31st, 2024, which is just 2 months. The Public Works Director and City Manager approved applying for the grant prior to council approval, as it represents a significant opportunity to match existing grant funding for the existing Campus Park Phase 1 project. Due to the required one-to-one match and impacts to existing project timelines, staff discussions were required to clarify the project and the scope. Initially, it was thought that the impact on potential projects' timelines was too significant, but after further analysis, staff recommends pursuing the funding to supplement Campus Park's Phase 1 construction. As the grant opportunity was released November 29th, 2023, this limited the time available to get on the council agenda after the decision to apply was made. The Phase 1 scope that the ORLP grant is proposed to support includes the following: community garden, trails, landscaping, multi-use field, meadow, basketball courts, pelota mixteca court, lighting, stormwater benefits, and a bike pump track. If the ORLP grant is awarded, the project site is required by MPS to be owned by the city of Oxnard and remain for outdoor recreation in perpetuity. If the ORLP grant is not awarded, staff will continue to research other funding opportunities to fill the gap for construction based upon the current construction cost estimate. It should be noted that having NEPA clearance for this project, regardless if the ORLP grant moves forward, will allow for submission of this project for other federal grants. The Phase 1 scope that the ORLP grant is proposed to support includes the following on this map. Number 1, the walking paths. Number 3, the basketball courts and bike pump track. Number 7, the pelota mixteca court. Number 8, the meadow. And number 9, the community garden, as well as landscaping, lighting, and stormwater benefits associated with the Phase 1 scope. If awarded, the ORLP grant program funds will be recognized and appropriated to the Federal Grant Fund 200 up to $7 million. The match of up to $7 million will come from previously appropriated state grant funds budgeted for the Campus Park Activation Project, Phase 1, Project C2104. No additional O&M costs are expected, as the grant would only supplement existing funds and not expand amenities. If the grant proposal makes it through the first stage of review by the state, the cost for completing NEPA in Section 106 that is estimated to be $50,000 and will be funded through the existing Public Works Engineering operating budget. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for your time, and staff are able to take any questions.